Let's go to Andrea Mitchell quickly. This piece of audio from NBC is absolutely amazing. Now, remember, Andrea Mitchell is Mrs. Alan Greenspan. So she's one with the people. Mrs. Alan Greenspan is on NBC, and she's trying so desperately to stand up and go against Mitt Romney, but for Barack Obama.
And she's trying so hard to defend the indefensible lies that have been proven as lies. And John Sununu is just...
Right. He's laughing at her.
It's great.
He's laughing at her. I think this is still... Yeah, this is the number one story now on the Blaze. You have to hear this. It's sad. I mean...
Almost.
I mean, for people who still believe NBC News... I mean, and there's not a lot of people. The people that still believe NBC News, it's about the same number of people that believe we never went to the moon. Now... What?
I say that demeans them a little bit.
Well,
not that much.
A little bit.
Not that much.
A little bit, but not that much. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
they're so stupid they don't know they're being demeaned.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, because they still believe that Andrea Mitchell, Mrs. Alan Greenspan, is uninvolved in all of this. But anyway, here's Mrs. Alan Greenspan on NBC.
The point that I think is really interesting is that the outsourcing issue underscores how few smarts there are in this White House and in this Obama campaign, that they expose themselves to the response criticism that I think, unlike what Mr. Solicitor said, is going to end up making this a winning issue for Mitt Romney.
But isn't it a winning issue for the White House fundamentally? Granted that the PolitiFact folks and the Washington Post pointed out that the president's campaign ad on that issue had a lot of questions and a lot of questionable attack lines.
They said it was wrong. A lot of questions is not right. It was wrong.
Okay. But the point is that isn't Mitt Romney more vulnerable than the president on this issue? Because there still is the whole question of private equity, of outsourcing.
He's laughing.
You can argue about when he left Bain Capital and whether he was still getting money from Bain Capital and what some of the companies in Bain were doing. Companies that did end up working overseas and sending jobs overseas. But isn't it a bigger problem for Republicans than for the White House?
No. When you send $500 million to Fisker and it goes to Finland immediately, when you send the solar money and it goes to Mexico, when you send the turbine money and it goes to Denmark, and we can go on all day. There's $29 billion worth of purchases that came out of this administration, outsourced jobs to foreign countries. Mitt Romney outsourced zero. Obama outsourced 29. Zero. He wasn't there when those issues came up.
Stop for a second.
So great.
Notice that's what she jumps on.
Yeah.
He's hammering her. Zero. I can guarantee you what he just said about all of the outsourcing that came from your stimulus money, where we sent money to China, we sent money to Finland, we sent our tax dollars. When we did TARP, we sent our tax dollars to Europe. That was under George W. Bush, by the way.
Not the stimulus plan.
No. But the TARP was. Mm-hmm. But stimulus package went to many different countries. So he lays that out. She says nothing. I can guarantee you no one in the newsroom is like, we should do a story on that. That's a really good point he's making there. When he said he outsourced zero, I can guarantee you that there was some leftist nut job sitting in the pit of despair, which I call all newsrooms in America, sitting in the pit of despair that looked up at the TV and went just exactly with the same kind of reaction that she had. Zero.
I bet there was one or two.
Right. And he is on it or she is on it like white on rice right now.
Find that one.
We got to expose that one. So then they can have John Sununu on and say, John, you said zero. And that's exactly what, that's why she said zero.
Ignore the 29 billion, go after the zero.
Mm-hmm. And it is why you will fail in the end. You have already failed. It's true. They've already failed. Look, just like we are watching the destruction of our country financially, But I don't think that's a bad thing because we were not built around our money. We were built on our principles. If we keep and restore our principles, America goes on and we're good. It's not the money. It's not our houses. It's not our stuff. It's not our cars. We don't have to worry about it. We will take care of each other. We will help each other. We're watching the destruction of our country financially. And it's just like watching a house burn down. And people are standing around, the firemen come and they're pouring gasoline on it. And you're just like, wow, that's not going to work. That's just not going to work. That's what's happening. Have that same dispassion, if that's a word, dispassionate feeling, if that's a word, about NBC and CNN and all of them. That's not going to work. Boy, Andrea, that's just not going to work. Huh.
And this does not go well for her. From the very beginning, she is just struggling so hard to make something out of the lies the White House is continuing to spin. And she's still trying to, it's already been proven that they're lies, and she's somehow trying to make it even worse for Mitt Romney. But doesn't that still work? Isn't that still worse, even though these are a pack of stinking lies? Isn't that even worse for Mitt Romney? No. How? No. How could it be, look, Andrea?
Here's the deal. Andrea, listen carefully. Honey, sweetie, boopy.
Pumpkin.
Now, I know that.
Puddin'.
Pumpkin, I know that demeans you a little bit.
And all puddins, really.
Right. But I mean, most puddins are just so puddin-like that they don't know
they're being demeaned.
Okay. So puddin', honey, sweetie pie. Listen, honey, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Let me give you this. This is from Gallup. You now Americans have the lowest amount of confidence in television news, the lowest in history. 21% of Americans say, I trust TV. I trust TV news. 21%. Now, you're approaching the number of people that think we didn't go to the moon.
You really are.
You really are. You're approaching the number. You are going to pass the number of the people who say, we didn't go to the moon, because that number is growing and you are diminishing. Why? Because you are becoming the people who say, we didn't go to the moon. Things are so obvious to the American people, and you're not reporting it. You're losing all credibility, all of it. And we're standing there watching you as you pour gasoline on yourself and you start dancing around hot coals. And we're like, don't do it. So let me say this to you, Puddin'. Don't do it. You're getting close to a fire. Don't do it. You're going to burn yourself down. You and your network. Sweetie, boopy, we care. I like NBC. I don't have a problem with NBC. You've got a nice building. I tell you what, when you go out of business, I mean, I could look at it this way as a capitalist. I love 30 Rock. I think 30 Rock is fantastic. Here's the deal. You put yourself out of business, we'll continue to grow, and then we'll move Mercury into 30 Rock. I have no problem with that. We'll buy into Rockefeller Center. I think it's great. It's got a lot of history. It's a great thing. We'll do history tours and everything else. I'll do those for free because we'll have so many viewers because you'll have none. So, sweetie boopy, I believe in capitalism, and I'll be happy to be the one to help put you out of business. I'll help. I'm there. But I also believe in competition. Competition will keep us honest. Competition will keep us going. We need a competitor. What do you say? Come on. Don't put yourself out of business. You've already got 20%. 21% of the people believe you, Mrs. Alan Greenspan. Stop. Honey, put the gas can down. Sweetie, put the lighter down. Shh. Think. Think for a minute. Think long term. We're not that stupid. Okay? Okay, sweetie? You don't have to go to the kitchen. I don't want you in the kitchen. I want you on TV. I think you're kind of smart. But maybe it's time for you to make some cupcakes because maybe you're not that smart.
You're demeaning her a little bit.
A little bit, but not that much.
Not that much.
Who said that originally?
There was somebody.
I don't remember who.
I don't remember. It's been in my head.
It's
lately.
Probably a guy who, the people who believe him, the number of people that believe him and believe he was right, there's probably about the same number of people that believe we never went to the moon. And that demeans them a little bit, but not that much.
Not that much.
Don't you see when he said that? There were a lot of people that believed him. But he was so disconnected from the truth that it only took time before he passed the moon people. We didn't go to the moon. He passed that number. And I know that demeans the moon people just a little bit, but not that much. Not that much. Okay, sweetie, if you want any calls, you want any help, you call me. Call me. We'll help you.